It was a hot summer many years ago, and the red-faced toddler was screaming bloody murder. She was in to see the pediatrician I was following because of an intense rash occurring on her forearms, neck, and around her eyes. It was making the child miserable and appeared to be only worsened by her incessant scratching. I remember my teacher saying the words eczema and atopic dermatitis as I looked on at that uncomfortable child and sympathetically suffering mother. The term eczema is from the Greek to boil over and generally is a broad term to describe a dry, scaly, itchy, and red skin inflammation or dermatitis, the cause of which is often undefined. Or there is an eczema, more specifically called atopic dermatitis, that usually starts in children under 5 and is something with which they will suffer all their lives. It is an allergy-driven type of condition which runs in families, often affects those troubled with asthma or hay fever, and can break out over the wrists, in front of the elbows, around the eyes, on the neck, behind the knees, and on the ankles. Whether or not an allergy is identified and is a part of this, the primary cause of atopic dermatitis is the rash causing scratching, which is causing an inflammatory cascade, cracks in the skin, invasion of bacteria or fungal infection, more inflammation, which in turn worsens the itching, causes more scratching, and thus a vicious cycle. Too often people worsen the inflammation with excessive scrubbing and cleansing, too hot water, harsh soaps, and rubbing alcohol, or with creams and salves saturated with an allergy-triggering perfume or antibiotics. The treatment starts with cutting fingernails and providing something to control the itch, avoiding any trauma, perfumes, or toxins, gently cleansing without soap or body wash, turning off the inflammatory cycle with topical steroid creams or ointments and/or oral steroids, and by protecting the skin with a barrier such as a dressing or a ceramide cream. Once the rash is controlled, allergy testing might be considered. Those years ago, that red-faced toddler with atopic dermatitis was provided a similar treatment that proved very helpful. I remember when we saw the child back a few days later, how the rash was almost gone, and how the child and the mother were so relieved.